Hi, I'm Chris DeRosa.
Hi, I'm Dominick Pupa, and welcome to the premiere episode of Fixing Famous People. We love famous people and we love mess. And when famous people find themselves in a mess, we are here to obsess and then to help.
Yeah, mainly obsessed at the beginning.
Oh, maybe we'll help some people.
So people might be asking what qualifies us of all people to come on and, think that we can give A-list celebrities and like large media conglomerates advice. I think that us both being television producers, yourself much longer than I have been.
Watch it.
We have seen people fall, people rise. We've seen people get ripped apart by the press and the media. We've seen people rise again from being ripped apart. Like, we've seen the ebbs, we've seen the flows. Would you agree with that?
100%. We've seen people fall. Some of them we've lifted up. Some of those bitches we pushed ourselves. But we've been doing this for long enough to know who the successes are and who the failures are. And we're here to help.
And we're both huge pieces of shit. So,
steaming hot piles of trash.
yeah. So in preparation to do this show, I put a poll on my Instagram that said, who do you all think we should fix on this show? And many people were confused, or they threw out names of people that I was like, this doesn't really qualify. So I think that what we should do before we go any further is like explain the kind of people that we're trying to, highlight on this show.
First of all, us liking or disliking these people is not part of the criteria about whether or not they need to be fixed. They just need to be fixed. They need to be people whose public image is in trouble after having been mostly positive for a decent amount of time. They have to be at risk of losing part of their fan base, or they have to be at risk of deleting their Twitter account because they're hated by the globe. These are some of the criteria.
And that we think are redeemable. That's the other thing. There's some people that a lot of people threw out in this poll that I was like, I don't ever want to talk about them because like I don't think they're past the point of no return. There's no coming back from this.
Well, give us an example. Who do you think is
Kanye West, I think, is a lost cause. Like, I don't think that that's someone who I want to bring on the show. J.K. Rowling, as much as I want to like go off about how much I can't fucking stand her, like, not someone that I want to redeem. Right. Many people threw out to me like, oh, you're probably going to talk about Taylor Swift because I famously in my friend groups don't really like her.
Right.
Despite how much I respect her as an artist. And people were like, oh, first episode's probably going to be Taylor Swift. Ha ha. And I was like, well, no, because like, even though she set the whole world on fire with her Ticketmaster debacle, she's thriving. Not one person was like, this is Taylor Swift's fault. She's like, doesn't need our help at all. Correct?
Correct.
And so I think it's like someone who is under fire in the press. They're misunderstood, or they can't stop talking. They can't stop making a situation worse for themselves. That's someone who we're bringing on this show. And here's what are some good ones that we really like? Let's talk about them.
Yeah, well, we should talk about some people we have coming up. In upcoming episodes, we're going to talk about MTV, which used to be the coolest place in town and is now pretty much the network that's destroying gay culture. Then we're also, speaking of destroying gay culture, we're also going to talk about Miss George Santos, who I think for me, this violates the rule about whether or not I think they're redeemable, but it is someone who I want to make fun of for an entire episode. So we will try.
And like, it's like, what could they do? Even if we don't think they are redeemed, like what could they do to get out of this problem? Like if we have a solution, again, if we're like a PR person, we don't care if they're like nice or not. We're here to like spin it how we spin it.
Right. We're here to do a job.
Again, Will Smith, another person, like that's a perfect candidate for us. Beloved by the world, does something horrible on national television live, and now controversy.
Right. Well, he physically assaulted someone on television and then was rewarded with an Academy Award and a conversation with Denzel Washington right afterwards. Yeah. This is someone that needs our help because you can't go on from that.
No.
You cannot go on from
it. I mean, low-hanging fruit, Elon Musk. Come on. Twitter, perfect.
I'm just realizing now I'm going to hate a lot of these fucking people.
It's okay. That's fine.
But this is the job, isn't it? This is the business that we've decided to conduct.
How many people have you worked with in reality television that you're like, I can't fucking stand this person?
All of them. There's not even a percentage. It's all. Just kidding.
But you walk in every day and you do it, and that's your job. This is what we're doing. Yep. I mean, Rachel Dolezal and this new Rachel Dolezal popping up that literally I can't wait for that episode. You love Rachel Dolezal famously. We as people are going to find out.
She is the way that you and your friends talk about Taylor Swift is how my friends and I talk about Rachel Dolezal. We just worship at the altar of her absurdity. And when that episode comes up, I will play the cameo that my friend bought where she wished me a happy birthday.
That's beautiful. I mean, we couldn't have this conversation without talking about the one and the only Hilaria Baldwin.
Hilaria, Feliz Navidad. Yeah. We will have such a good time talking about her. Another obsession.
These are the kind of people that we had on our list.
These are pretty much pop culture fuck ups that we're trying to keep in pop culture longer than they should so they can keep fucking up. We're fixing them, and we're doing all of you a favor as well, because life without Hilaria Baldwin it's not a life.
So people have volunteered via my Instagram poll, and we have some volunteers, and I made a list of them. Abby Lee Miller, perfect candidate. Leonardo DiCaprio, upset I didn't think of it myself.
Controversial though. Like what? But we'll talk about it on that episode. Not everyone thinks he needs help.
No. Mindy Kaling got a lot of talk about Mindy Kaling. Tyra Banks.
Oh God.
Great one. Demi Lovato. Azalea Banks. Britney Spears. Megan Fox.
Oh, God, I can't wait to get emails about after the Britney Spears one. That's going to be great. People who love Britney Spears will not tolerate a joke, a light joke about her at all, in person or on the internet. It is terrifying. Swifties are the same way.
So your holiday nightclub act, you had like a whole section that you dedicated to like making fun of Taylor Swift, and like our mutual friend Tom, during that, I like laser focused in on him and our friend Rebecca, and I watched him take his red scarf that's like the Taylor Swift branded red scarf and like adorn it amongst like against his décolletage to like in solidarity with Taylor, like as you were like making fun of her on stage.
She was the only person I ever get pushback about is Britney and Taylor Swift. People do not like jokes about them.
Yeah. So that's kind of, that's what we're doing here. We have these kinds of people, J-Lo and Ben Affleck. Come on. I could go on for hours about them.
But people are already listening to this thinking you're insane for even saying some of these names, that these people don't care. Need fixing. So if you don't like the word fixing, maybe you can think of it as reinvigorating. We're not trying to harm anyone here.
No.
So that leads us to our very first clients, Harry and Meghan. And Chris, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn by saying you are a fan of these people, because you insisted that these be the clients of the first episode. At what point in her journey did you realize that Meghan Markle, someday, who I'm sure we will call Dame Meghan Markle, at what point did you know that she was your gal?
The Oprah interview really like solidified me of like, oh, I really want to pay attention to this, because I feel like there's so much here, and it's going to get so bogged down in the like he said, she said of it, that like it's going to lose what.
Same. I remember the exact moment that I feel like the media would just condition you not to like her, and I do sometimes fall prey to that. So I just had a mostly negative view of her, though I didn't care. But then when I watched that Oprah interview and she'd intimated that before she met Harry, that she really didn't know anything about the royal family, I was like, oh, here we go. Okay, now you have my respect, because I see that you think you're now popular enough that you can say anything. So you are a maniac, and I love a maniac. So now I'm just like, I am watching you like fully. And since then, I've been unable to get enough of her. I draw the line at watching Suits. I won't do that. But everything else, correct. I'm completely obsessed.
So for those of you who like literally are living under a rock and don't know what happened with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, we're going to go through it very quickly. Basically, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle meet. They are dating very heavily. It's very secret. They are outed by dating. The paparazzi swarms her like he knew that they would. They end up getting engaged. It is a big deal because not only is she half black, but she's an American. She is an actor. They get engaged. There is a lot of press swirling them. They get married. The wedding is very different from like the traditional royal family wedding like we saw with William and Kate, like 10 years beforehand. Immediately after they get married, there is a lot of negative press about her, very racist press, a lot of things where they like would have praised Kate Middleton for, they slam Meghan Markle for. She eventually decides that she wants to leave. Her and Harry tell the world that they are leaving the royal family. They are going to move to Canada, or aka LA. They are going to take a step away from their royal duties. The press brands it Megxit, which I think is the smartest thing that has ever happened in press.
It was brilliant.
Ever.
It was brilliant. It's the best thing that ever happened to Meghan Markle, actually. Like, they branded her without her even having to do a goddamn thing.
And then basically they leave the royal family. It is a hugely debated topic amongst the entire world. She then does an Oprah interview, or they both do an Oprah interview with meme making quotes like, "Were you silent or were you silenced?" As well as whenever she talks about Meghan reveals that there was a discussion about the skin color of their child, where then Oprah goes, "What?" and like holds her hands up, that you've all seen. Not as funny. She talks about having suicidal thoughts, and she really wanted to get mental help, and they told her no, and that she would not be allowed to seek therapy. And then that was, a lot of these things are the reasons that they left. And now they have come out with a Netflix docuseries called Meghan and Harry, or Harry and Meghan, I mean, excuse me. His biography, Spare, came out a couple months ago, and now she is writing a book as well. And they are making a shitload of money off of telling their story.
And there's some, if I may color in that story with a couple of other very important facts, is that before, not only was Meghan an actress, or, we would say a show business person, that's probably a better description, but, before meeting him, she had been one of the suitcase women on Deal or No Deal, hosted by Howie Mandel. These were her credits.
A very important detail that I did overlook.
But also she had a supporting role on a USA Network drama series, an original series called Suits, that was her biggest claim to fame. So this isn't just an actress. This is someone who's worked with Howie Mandel. So it's very important to point that out, I think. This is someone serious.
Her and I have that in common, actually.
Did you also open suitcases?
I've appeared on screen with Howie Mandel as well, so I'll send you the link. But
I cannot wait. Also, I think it's important to know that their wedding was very controversial, not the least of which was that a week before, her dad was uninvited to the wedding, and he subsequently had a heart attack because he had some sort of deal with the UK paparazzi, and that was a no-no, and she got mad. And, Meghan's family is as, to me, as much of a problem as the royal family is for Harry. It's just a different cast of absolute lunatics, because Meghan has this half sister named Samantha Markle, who I need to see. I'm obsessed with her demise, is what I'm obsessed with. I am.
And so, I mean, they're the client. They, Spare came out, the docuseries came out. So every single person on this planet has an opinion of them. And I think that it's mainly negative. Like, people are not loving them. And so our task today is to find out like what they need to do in order to get their life back on track. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Why don't you go first? This is your baby.
And let's not make it just Meghan Markle. Like, remember, Prince Harry is in this with her, which I think is a crux of like my biggest problem with them, is that like she takes the brunt of everything and he gets to do like whatever he wants. Here we go. I'm walking to the room. There they are. I'm painting the mental picture for myself of me pitching this to them. They're there. They're in cashmere.
Okay.
They look great. You know what I mean? She's like so beautiful. I think she's like stunning. He is what he is.
He is also stunning.
Is he?
Yeah.
Sure. This is what I would say to them. Meghan and Harry, Your Majesty, I need you to hear something.
They're not Your Majesty.
What do I know? I'm an idiot American. I don't know. I'm bad. I'll curtsy to him, unlike she would do to the Queen. This is what I want you to know. I fucking hate the royal family. I think that they're fucking freeloaders and they're fucking losers. Who gives a fuck about them? What does it matter? Regardless, I need you to hear me. You two will never, ever in your lives be relatable. Stop trying to be relatable. You'll never be relatable. Prince Harry, what's your last name? Oh, yeah, you don't have one. That's right. You'll never be relatable. You've never had to have a cell phone before. You've never had to look at a calendar and know what day it is because you get woken up by someone that tells you what day it is and what you have to do that day. Is that your fault? No. What you need to do is stop trying to be relatable. Stop trying to be cute. You need to stand in the fact that your husband has no idea how to walk through the world and has no idea how to do anything. So what you need to do is stop like throwing in these little like, oh, it's like these cutesy things of like our love story. No one gives a fuck. You're married. We're past that. This is what you're going to do. You two are going to be on a television show called Harry Does. And you are going to send away every single maid, assistant, representative, security guard, what else? Like personal chef, wardrobe stylist, hair and makeup artist, etc., etc., etc. They are no longer on your payroll. Like, get them away, which PS I've heard from very reliable sources that their team is humongous. Like that they have like humongous team of people.
They look like a lot of work.
They're gone. They can be on the payroll. Like, you don't have to put them out of a job, but like for right now on this show, they are gone. You two are alone.
Have you seen her skin? She looks like she employs a staff of people just to make sure whatever pocket of air she's about to walk into has been sanitized and also sprayed with gardenia. I mean, she's flawless physically.
But both of us would also do that if we had the money that they like. Let's not act like you and I would not also do that if we had their money. Like, I need you to know
that is true. And I actually would even choose gardenia too, because I'm elderly.
Yes.
I would love for every pocket of air I walked into to smell like gardenia.
You and Meghan are going to go in your house and we are going to see that you have no idea how to turn on a stove. We are going to see that you have no idea like what an expiration date on a piece of food means. It's basically The Simple Life, but like not even as hard. Like, we are going to see that you have no idea how to like clean a floor. We are going to see that you literally like need someone to do something for you at all times. That to me makes you the most relatable person in the world by being unrelatable. And then all of your dreams of like wanting to be this like couple that is like the elevated Chip and Joanna Gaines, which is what I think their goal is, which is like the stupidest goal in the world because they're so far above that and could be so much more elevated than that. Every door that you want to unlock for you will unlock for you in that way, in like in the public eye. That is your gateway into all of this. If you want to be relatable, show me that he has never, ever, ever, ever in his life had to do anything for himself. And like lean into that and like lean into the fact that like he grew up completely sheltered and has no idea how the world works. Like, how do you send an email? Does he know? I don't think he does. On Meghan and Harry, he'd be like, hi, it's Thursday. Like when they were like filming themselves, he doesn't know what day of the week it is because he's never had to know what day of the week it is.
That's really interesting because it's sort of like whenever I look at the president, I always wonder, does he have a wallet or like an ATM card? Does he know his ATM code?
Perfect things to show me on this show. Does he have a credit card? Like, does he have a credit card? But like he doesn't because he's never had to buy anything himself.
What does his credit card say? Like, what's the name on his credit card? Just because he's not Prince.
That is
just
what
say Harry. H.
Does it say Harry?
Or like they say over there, H.
Yeah. H. Haz Windsor. Because they have to like make up a last name for them. Yeah, Haz is the best one. But like, so that's what that is a show. You would watch that show, yes or no?
100%. I would watch that show. 100%.
That to me is like the gateway that you want to be like this couple that everyone loves and like basically like could show up on The Bachelor, like to be like, guys, like it could work for you too. Like that's what they want to be. And like that unlocks all of that for them. And then we love them again because then they're like on The Bachelor and it's not annoying. That's what they need to do.
I do love that. I mean, it's sort of like
doing all your highbrow shit. Keep doing all your highbrow shit.
Well, I'm not adjusting your pitch, but I don't think they should do the highbrow shit. I think that should be I think that it should be intensive. I'm not adjusting your pitch, but like, I feel like if they have the opportunity to duck out of middle class life, that it's not going to be the same. They have to live like they've got to live like that for 3 months.
Yeah. That would be so fun. And like just see that like the gardening is not done.
The gardening, what about her eyebrows? Yeah.
And like she has to teach him how to do everything.
But does she even know? She looks, I don't know. She just doesn't come across to me as a person who's
no. Actually, but she knows how to like scramble an egg.
Yeah.
All right.
Does she?
Okay, that's my pitch. That's my pitch. You go.
Yeah, but that I mean, I'm not trying to like your pitch better already on the first episode, but that's actually reasonable and I even think doable. Like I think they might actually participate in that. I don't know if they would participate in my pitch, but I think it would be, because I'm going to defend my ideas. I think it would just be more entertaining than what you've pitched. And I think we wouldn't have as many episodes of it, but I think that they are done. I think that the book was the end. And I think that trying to make them relatable at this point, a lot of Meghan Markle's journey was people seeing a real life fairy tale unfolding, where it was someone who was American. It was a person of color, and she was marrying into the royal family. She was literally going to become a princess. And we watched a fairy tale unfolding, but when there is a group of people in the world, when they see something wonderful happening to somebody, they just have to do everything they can to ruin it. It just doesn't matter. We know who these people are. We will handle them episode by episode. And Meghan Markle has reached the pinnacle of what she's going to be able to do, I think, as far as making people relatable. She's done her Netflix series. Harry and a team of people have written a book on his behalf where he literally talked about his frostbitten penis, which was beyond relatable. If you have that much money, if your penis is even ever in danger of being frostbitten, you're not spending the money right, or you're not spending your time right. Like, it just went beyond. But this needs to be quite simply Meghan's revenge tour. That's it. And she goes, obviously the finale will be half sister Samantha Markle, who I don't have siblings, but every time I see that half sister of Meghan Markle's, I am grateful that I don't have siblings. Siblings, they're only trouble. Like, everyone should be an only child. That's where all the conflict in the world is coming from. Siblings, your relationship with siblings, they're useless to me. So I am an only child. I see that. And look, I can only imagine if I was, if I was my dad's only child, and then when I am a teenager, literally 17, 18 years where I've had my dad to myself, he gets with another woman and has another child, another girl, because having a more beautiful younger sister who's taking up all of your dad's attention is traumatic, and it clearly was for her, because this bitch won't stop. Samantha Markle,
she can't stop. She can't.
She will not stop.
Yeah.
It is the only line on her bio. It is literally the only thing that will be written on her tombstone is, I'm Meghan Markle's half sister, and her rags to riches story is bullshit.
So you want like Meghan to just basically like confront her in the wild and be like Samantha's like at the ATM and Meghan like comes up behind her and is like, hi, like, and they just
hidden
like go
camera,
at it.
like, sure. No, well, she been in like the most unlikely of places. Like, she's Meghan Markle, she has the power. We can silence everyone. When Samantha Markle's going to the mall, like when she goes out of a Claire's boutique and then she runs, Samantha Markle, I believe spends most of she has an ailment where she is in a wheelchair a lot of the time, which means to me as a producer that when she does use the bathroom at the mall, she will use the handicapped room, which is very good for hiding hidden cameras. The moment she goes in there, the door just opens, locks from the inside, and it's just Samantha and Meghan, and Samantha doesn't know there are hidden cameras, and Meghan just gets her to admit the truth about everything. Like, Samantha, let's be honest, you and me in this handicapped bathroom together is like the fourth time we've ever been in a room together.
We've ever spoken.
Lives.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, let's be honest about it. And you just get Samantha on hidden camera. You destroy her. Destroy Samantha Markle.
And meanwhile, Samantha's like, it smells like gardenias in here. Like, she's like, and Meghan's like, that's not the point. Okay.
But that is Meghan's last line to her. She's like, because my shit literally does not stink. And she just twirls and leaves. No, she's got it in her. I think Meghan Markle should have actual sex with Piers Morgan and then spend the rest of his life reminding everyone that he has a 2-inch dick. That's another episode, or whatever that is in centimeters. Because
okay, so who's on her Kill Bill notebook, by the way? Like, because obviously it'll be like a Kill Bill notebook of people. Like, Samantha's at the top, then Piers Morgan, I feel like, is second, right?
Absolutely. Then it would have to be Wills and Kate. It's probably going to be a tie between the two of them. Yeah. I mean, she's going to have to do something to them. Do you think they should be handled separately?
I don't know. Is Harry involved in this at all? Like, is he even present?
No, well, he's going to do what he does in real life, and that is just follow behind her. I mean, this is all he's ever wanted anyway, right? Yes. Because he is he was never going to marry someone.
He's the spare. He's never had to like lead anything.
So we would have her. We would have Camilla gets her own episode because I don't know what it is. I know any sort of heartache in the entire nation of England, you can trace directly back to Camilla Parker Bowles. She's terrible. She just everything bad that happens that's British. Mad cow disease, Camilla Parker Bowles. Like everything can literally be traced to her. For real.
Mad cow disease.
She created it.
I'm dead.
Hair. How is that not a wig? How is Camilla Parker Bowles' hair not a wig?
Oh my God. Okay. So basically like, okay. So your pitch is Meghan Markle does like her Borat, like takedown of like everyone that's ever wronged her. It's basically like,
it's a limited series. Yeah. It's not going to be hundreds of people, but every week she needs to permanently humiliate someone who's made it part of their job to just shit on her.
There was a show called Revenge on ABC. Like, it only
was that the one in the Hamptons? Was
yes.
there a drama?
And the girl, like, her dad got wronged, and so she literally, the whole point of the show is that she was like going and like ruining the lives of all the people that like had wronged her father, and like because her dad like took the fall for their like something that they did. I don't know. It was, like, but like that's basically what this is like the real life revenge, where she then goes and like, and then like Samantha goes back to her house and it's literally like burned to the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like Samantha wheels herself home and then like her house is literally engulfed in flames and Meghan's just like in a car across the street, like laughing, and then she drives off.
I mean, I don't know how one would, I mean, these are two very different ideas.
I like yours though, as much as I like my own. I'm not going to lie to you. Do I think that mine is more achievable? Yes. Do I think yours, like, because one is like gives them everything they want, and then one like frees them from what they like. It frees them from what they want. You know what I mean?
Well, also the season finale of mine would, I mean, it has to end in a murder, obviously, or a death, a very high profile death.
And then she goes
by
to
balloon.
Jail.
Someone she needs to balloon someone to death at the end, the finale of this 8-episode Netflix series.
Yeah. And then she has to go, and then she gets taken, like carted off to jail or what?
No, she's impenetrable. She'll figure a way out of it. Or she just, at the end of the series, she bids goodbye to society, and then it's just like, I'm not going to recover from this, but I have enough money to do whatever the fuck I want. Then we never see her again.
And then she gets in a balloon and goes off to like God knows where. Like we see her like drift off in a balloon,
a hot air balloon.
Yes,
a hot air balloon. But we see Harry on the ground jumping. She's forgotten, like Kevin in Home Alone. She's just forgotten. She literally left him there.
Oh God. No, literally. And he's like, wait. He's like, wait. He's like, wait. And she's like,
then the spin-off is that how does he survive? Because we never see her.
That's it. Wait, it's both of them together.
Kind of, yeah.
The spin-off is then he has to go and like be in the house alone.
And then what? Then he's just the bachelor after that, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work.
I don't know. All right, so you want them to do a series where they become more relatable and they have to do everything that quote unquote normal people do, no frills whatsoever. They lose their staff and they have to have a middle class life, and we watch and ridicule.
It's not even a middle class life. It's not even a middle class life. It's like, do you know how to do like household tasks, like basic things that every single person in this world knows how to do? Like, could you run the dishwasher if the obstacle was presented to you? Yes or no? And the answer is probably no.
I only get nervous about that because I think Meghan knows how to do a lot of that stuff. I mean, you've seen her father.
No, but she needs to. But she needs to be like, okay, Harry, do you know how to do? Like, she's the one. Like, she's us. And then she's like, okay, what do you do next? Like, she's coaching him through how to do household tasks.
Okay. And I just want her to go basically on it's literally kind of the plot of the second Rambo film, if I'm not mistaken, where he just like goes, or maybe it's Death Wish 2. I don't know. I just want her to just annihilate everyone that made this difficult for her.
So normally we would have a guest on this show who would be like the tiebreaker and decide whose pitch is the winning pitch. It's just the two of us for our first episode. So I think we've kind of come up with this together, that we think they should do both. And during the day, they film the Harry loads the dishwasher show. And at night, Meghan stalks her prey and like does Rambo 2. What would the name of the show be? I'm trying to think, like Rambo, like.
Oh, well, no, they're absolutely like, they're relatable by day. And then there's just murder and mayhem happening at night. It's almost quite literally the same plot as Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
Being honest. So it should be Mr. and Mrs. formerly of the House of Windsor. I want it to be a title that takes up so much of people's screen, because that's what Meghan would want. That's exactly what she would want.
Correct. I fucking love it so much.
By day, I learned how to use softener sheets. By night, I'm taking not safe for work photos of a sleeping Piers Morgan and showing the world that he has a small
like
penis.
putting them on Twitter immediately, like just live uploading them. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Okay, so I think we fixed them.
All right, so what we're going to be doing every week, Chris is not the biggest fan of this, but I am insisting that every week when we have the winning idea, whether it is determined by us or our guest, we're going to send the actual idea to the representatives. So we are going to, and we should keep the results pretty like handy we'll do something on the internet or on the,
No, we'll update people as we go.
Yeah, but I think we should have a catalog of the actual letters to prove that we're actually sending them. I'll write them. I would love to write them.
I know you said you were going to take this part on. And so basically what Dom wants to do is submit the ideas to like Archwell Pictures or whatever the hell their production company is, and just like see if they respond to us.
Dear H&M, sit down. Have I got an idea for you? Yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, it's a great, like that series could run forever, really. Because I don't believe Harry's going to get any smarter. And I think even after lessons, he would not know the difference between like semi-dry delicates and full dry on a machine. Like I don't think.
Oh my God. Just to watch him have to sort, just watching him sort laundry and not knowing what to do is, in my opinion, like that is highbrow television to me.
Mm-hmm. As long as he keeps his accent, it will always be highbrow. Yeah. Like it's always going to be elite programming.
Him pulling up a pair of her panties and being like, Like, awooga. Like, what is this? Like, that's hilarious. Tell me I'm wrong. Right? No, like that's a show. I'm so sorry that
I had a liquid. I had liquid in my mouth. I really thought that I was going to spit it out.
My goal is to get you to do a spit take.
The thought of H saying "auga" in literally any format, I think would be. I would pay for it. Oh, he's so gorgeous. He really is. He's not your type at all.
Oh, not remotely. And after like reading the book, I'm like, I feel so bad for like all of the royals. I think someone described them as animals in a zoo. Like that's like what they are. And I was like, that is literally true. And it's like really sad. So I like feel bad. Like there's like too much like sadness there for me with him. But that's you're like into that. That's what you're into. Gingers with like eyes that are really close together.
I don't have like a type, but that type of, he's definitely,
All right. So that's the pitch. We fixed it. We fixed Meghan and Harry.
Right.
They're going to be superstars. They're going to be on the run for the rest of their lives, but Harry will maybe be able to load the dishwasher and Meghan will be in a hot air balloon escaping the authorities.
The only other alternate idea I would take, I will do anything where Meghan and her sister in a room together is all I want for the rest of my life. It's the only thing, and it's never going to happen, but it's all I want.
Okay, this is the easier version of this, which like is more glamorous. So I feel like she'll be more like it's basically a Housewives reunion, but it's just her. And then like they just cycle through all the people and she's just like sitting on a couch and then they sit on a couch and then she just wrecks them. And then like they just leave and then she just like brings, but I do want it to be on hidden camera in a handicapped bathroom at a mall. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be a Real Housewives reunion,
but I'm going to send it to them and we'll see what they say.
Hopefully we'll see what they say. We could be creating jobs for ourselves. Like we could produce, I mean, please, that's me. It's me and you in a van is the producers of like your show. And we're in like all black. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I will just not jump out and go in the field for the show. I will not go in the field for the show. I'm not doing it's too dangerous. I won't.
You don't want to be there in person when she confronts Samantha?
I'll be there via satellite hookup.
Okay, got it. So it's me. So I'm the one. So I'm in there like literally like grabbing this woman by her wheelchair and like throwing her in this bathroom. And you're just
Megan's gonna do.
You're gonna be on Zoom.
I know. No one's going to kidnap Samantha Markle. She's going to be somewhere of her own choosing. We're going to surprise her just like you would on any sort of surprise reunion show, except she's being reunited with someone who she has literally been trying to pick apart for the past 6 or 7 years publicly.
What do you think is next for them? If they decide to deny our pitch, what do you think they're going to do?
I realistically think that she's going to take some sort of very dressed down supporting role in an independent film and try to reintroduce herself to the world as an actress because that's where it all started. So that's what I have to go back to. That's what my roots are.
I like
taking on a role and performing, to which the world will say, "You've been doing that for the past 6 years."
Yeah. Though. Oh my God, you're the worst.
I think she looked at that movie To Leslie and was like, "That's the role that got away. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want. No makeup."
Yeah.
I don't know how you dress her down though. I don't know. I believe she's going to return to acting for real, but it's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Because she's already played the role of Meghan Markle. She's done now.
And I think she thinks that that's her way in again to be like adored. And it's just like, that's just not. Again, like they need to be like, we are rich. Like that's what they need to do. And everyone would be like, we love you because you're rich. Like not like we love in this country. We love rich people. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you're rich, like you, every door opens for you. If you try to be like, I'm just like you and you're rich, no one fucking cares. Right?
What will he do though? I mean, it just seems like everyone just gets a Netflix deal when they have nothing else to do.
No, but that's not true. They literally like sold their soul to the devil to like get all this like Netflix. Like they like cut off ties with his family completely and did like, you know what I mean? They did something that's like once in a fucking millennia
She cried in it. She cried for half a second.
Yeah,
that was
no.
her acting.
All right, well, this was our first episode. I think we tackled a humongous client that needed our help desperately. So, like, it only is going to go up from here.
Will anyone need it more than her right now?
I don't
We're going to
know.
find you. We're going to find the people who need it as much as Meghan and Harry, and we're going to help you. We're here to fix you. That's what we do.
I'll thank two other people very quickly. Kate Casey, one of my very good friends, is the one that actually gave us the idea to do this, because I basically had the idea for this podcast on her show. And when I was talking about doing a podcast with you, she was like, you literally said it on my show. You should be fixing, you should pick a client every week, and you and your co-host should tell them why they're doing something wrong. And I was like, that's a great idea. And then I said it to you and you were like, this is a perfect idea.
No, we were like, we're doing it. I mean, there was no development stage.
No,
this is
zero. We're doing it right now. This is the development stage is right now.
This is a huge dev meeting, this podcast.
Yes. And yeah, that's the first person. And then also Chelsea Devantez, I basically threw out the idea to her in a book club that like, I wanted to do a podcast where I ranted about her. And she was like, record a rant about her. I will put it on my podcast, Celebrity Book Club. And from there, we got like a bajillion listeners. So everyone that's listening to this is probably either our personal friend or someone that listens to Chelsea. And so I need to thank
just this week.
Yes. I need to thank Kate Casey and Chelsea Devantez for, kickstarting us. Okay. So where can people find you online, Dom?
You can find me at my website at domintary.com, or just look up Dominick Pupa on any of the normal socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
You guys can find me at the Chris DeRosa on Instagram. I really don't go on Twitter at all, and I don't really go on TikTok at all. So Instagram is where you can find me. All right. This was our first episode, and we're so excited to fix more people and just, keep it going. Also, where's Shelly? Goodbye.